Welcome back to the Inner Shift Collective. Today we're pulling back the curtain on something that seems obvious, but isn't. We take reality to be solid, the table, the floor, even your own body. But what if solidity is just an illusion? What if, at its core, everything is energy and frequency? Stick with me on this. It will stretch you, but it'll also change the way you see reality and you see your life. When I was little, I used to bang two rocks together because they felt so real and so heavy. The most solid things you can imagine. Now, when I think about those rocks, I don't see solidity anymore. I just picture vibrating particles, tiny dances of energy and form. It's crazy to realise the world, something that we trust as fixed, is something else entirely. Let me start by clearing something up first. What do I mean when I say matter? At every level, matter is anything that takes up space and has mass. Your coffee cup, your phone, the air that you breathe, your own body, that's 3D definition. And if we zoom in a little deeper, matter is made of atoms, the tiny little building blocks of the universe. Each atom has a nucleus with protons, neutrons, and electrons moving around in it. And if you zoom in just a little bit further, the protons and neutrons are made up of tiny particles known as quarks. Electrons belong to a family called leptons. These are what we currently believe are the fundamental building blocks of the physical world. But here's the twist. Atoms are almost entirely made up of empty space. If the nucleus of an atom was the size of a peanut, then the closest electron would be a football field away. So why does matter feel so solid? It's not because it's made of stuff, it's because of the electromagnetic field of forces between particles. When you touch a table, you're not pressing against a block of a thing. You're actually feeling energy fields that are resisting each other. So whenever you hear somebody say everything is energy, it's not actually a metaphor, it's real science. If we go deeper, it gets even stranger. Subatomic particles don't act like tiny marbles. They behave like waves and probabilities, and this is known as wave-particle duality. It gets even more mind-bending. Particles behave differently when they are observed. Measurement changes the outcome. This is called the observer effect, and it raises a big question. Is consciousness part of how reality is formed? So what does this mean for us in daily life? If matter is just organised energy, then your problems, habits and daily life aren't even as solid as they appear. They are patterns of energy, which means that they can shift. The phrase everything is frequency makes so much more sense here. All of these energetic patterns vibrate at different rates. Your thoughts, your emotions, your attention, they all influence which patterns get reinforced. This isn't just abstract. Think about it. The placebo effect. People heal because they really do believe they will. Neuroplasticity. The brain literally rewires when you change your habits. Stress versus happiness. Emotions make measurable changes within your body. Science already shows us that internal states will shift external outcomes. And here's where it goes even deeper. If everything is vibrating energy, then your attention is like a tuning fork. Wherever you place it, you amplify it. Your words matter too. Every I am statement is like a frequency command to your system. I'm anxious, I'm unlucky, I'm not creative. They aren't just descriptions, they are energetic reinforcements. But the opposite is also true. Rehearsing calm, creativity, gratitude, feeling them in your body as if they are real now. That's how you begin to reorganize your frequency. I want you to try this with me. Place your hand on your chest. Think of one solid label that you use about yourself. Maybe I'm anxious or I'm stuck. Notice how your body feels when you say it. Now imagine that label as a colour or a texture in your body. Take 3 slow, deep breaths, and with each breath, imagine that texture softening. Replace the thought with a new phrase. I am learning calm. I am becoming unstuck. Notice any small shift in sensation. That's frequency in action. For me, my identity was Nat with ADHD. The label felt like a rock. But once I realised it was an energetic construct, I started to soften it. I let myself try a new identity, somebody who guides other people in mindset and consciousness. And over time, that energy has formed into something real. My solid old self gave away to a new identity because matter is never fixed. Here's the takeaway for you. Reality is not as solid as it seems. Matter is energy organised into form. And because energy responds to frequency and attention, you are far more powerful in shaping your own life than you have been led to believe. This week, pay attention to the stories that you call facts about yourself. Ask, is this truly solid, or is this just energy that I could shift? Thanks so much for joining me on the Inner Shift Collective this week. If this episode expanded your perspective, share it with someone who's ready to see life as more than just stuff. Remember, you're not here to live inside the illusion. You're here to shape it.